All right, good afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend and a beautiful New Year's. All right, before I get into the show, I do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Now, if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and do so. We're going to have an amazing 2021. We're going to make a lot of money with these setups. And, I just really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. So, if you remember from last year or last week, we did say we are going to incorporate a few different things. We are going to not only go over the SPY, but we are also going to go into the tech heavy triple Qs and the smaller market cap names of the right. Those are the two other indexes that we are going to highlight. All right, guys, with no further ado, let's go right into the SPY. All right, so as you know, the SPY a couple of weeks ago made that 52-week high. We did say, look, this is a very, very disconcerting candle right here. We did we continue to go a little bit higher. We've been creeping. I'm going to use this as my gauge, guys. I'm going to use the low of that 52-week high of 1221 right there as my gauge, meaning any break below that low of 362, okay, is going to be that line in the sand. So if I see that breaking below that, I am going to sit on my hands and see if we can get lower pricing in this index. Okay, so be very conscious of this candle. It hit that upper Bollinger Band. It did start creeping higher. It did start hitting that upper Bollinger Band. But you know what? Yeah, watch that very carefully. I'm not, saying it's all going to fall apart. My opinion is if we could buy at key levels, cheaper levels, that's how we're going to make money, right? This market is not going to fall apart. It's not going to crash like it did back in March. It's going to grind higher, but there's definitely going to be some pullbacks throughout the year. Okay, so watch it very carefully. Again, any break below that low from 1221 should have an alert set and start seeing if we start drifting lower. Okay, that is the SPY. All right, let's go over the other two major indexes. The first one's going to be the RUT. Okay, as you know, this is the Russell 2000. This is one where your smaller market cap names. This is much more volatile. If you like playing those smaller market cap names, but you don't want that exposure, this is a great index to get into. And as you can see, again, we are near 52-week highs in this one. We are near this midpoint Bollinger Band. Any break below that midpoint Bollinger Band, you're going to most likely see a retracement all the way down to this 50-day moving average, okay? So keep this on your watch list. Watch that key level right there of 1947.14. If it starts breaking below that, let's target this 50-day moving average all the way down here, okay? That is the Russell 2000, the right. Last index we're going to highlight is the triple Qs. Now, again, guys, the triple Qs is a really tech-heavy index. As you can see, this has completely outperformed the other two indexes. This chart looks the best of the other two, but again, this one is also at a near 52-week high, and you want participation of all the indexes for a healthy market. This is what we have. So again, put this on your list if you want some exposure in tech, but don't want a specific name. This is the best way, in my opinion, to play. That sector is the triple Qs. Watch these key levels right here. We made a 52-week high last week. We were right here at that value area high. Let's see what happens on Monday. Let's see how we open up. If we start gapping down and we start trending lower, obviously, guys, you know what? Let's target all the way down here at 295 as our entry point in the triple Qs. Okay, don't be too impetuous in trading. Try to be patient. Try to watch key levels and let those selling times where people sell because they're nervous and they're scared as buying opportunities. But let's be smart about it. Let's buy them on key levels, and that's what we need to do. Okay, so those are the triple Qs. Again, the triple Qs, the SPY, and the RUT. We are going to highlight every day going forward for this year, and obviously including those three names that I'm going to give you, today too as Sunday's Eric's best picks. One more thing I'm going to do for this year's show is I'm going to start playing these little bit larger market cap names that they're not going to have the beta of those other stocks that I've picked in the past. They're going to not have those wild swings. They're going to grind higher. We're going to get into them. We're going to watch them a little closer. But I really do think this is a better and safer way for the direction of the show, in my opinion. Okay, so the first one in that is going to be HIW right here. This has a market cap of $4 billion. That 10 is above that 50 is right there crossing that 200, and that's what I really like right there, and this is why it's on the show. We're not too far from that value area high. So anyone who hasn't watched the show in the past, that value area high, value area low right here are those two horizontal yellow lines, and that's where 70% of the shares have been traded. So I do like seeing stocks that start moving above that value area high, and this one is not too far from that. So again, here's one that I think will outperform the index, the SPY, going into next week. If you want to be a buyer, go ahead, please, feel free to buy this one. But guys, make sure you put your stop right down here, right there at $38. So, we really do have a really tight stop on this one for right now. But once it starts running, we get above that value area high, then we could start moving our stop price, trailing stop where that 50-day moving average will be. Okay, that is HIW. Let me bring this up in a few other charts before we move on. Here we go. The 5 is above the 13. We're just barely starting to get above that 13 EMA right here. And guys, I do like when that 5 EMA is above that 13. Historically, anytime when that 5 is above that 13 EMA, meaning that blue above that red line, signifies a bullish trend. Okay. Lastly, let's take a look at that weekly chart. Okay, this is the weekly chart. These are weekly candles right here, and that price has to be above that 9 SMA in order for me to give to put it on the list as a potential buy, and we have that right here on HIW. All right, so let's go into the other two stocks real quickly. Next stock is CSX. Here we go, CSX, another one not too far from the 52-week high. It's pulled back real nicely after making that 52-week high, and now we're getting right again above that 10-day moving average. We're clearly above that 50, and we're obviously above that 200. We're above that value area high. We're starting to make new value in this whole range right up here. So if we can start breaking out of obviously last week's highs, we're going to challenge that 52-week high and potentially continue this nice uptrend that we are on. That's CSX. All right, so let's check it out. Again, we're going to check it out on that weekly chart and then that 513 EMA chart. Yes, take a look. Price did close right there, right above that 9 SMA. Great sign right there. And then that 513 EMA. Yep, 5 EMA is above that 13. Just barely crossed it on Thursday right there. So looking really good going into Monday, unless there's a complete collapse in the market. Okay, that is CSX. Last stock on the list as a potential buy is going to be WDC. Let's bring this up on that first chart. Here we go. We're above the value area high real nicely. We're hitting that upward Bollinger Band. We had a really big day on Thursday in WDC. I mean, obviously it was up 11%. So I'm not suggesting we buy this right away at the open on Monday. Let's see if we can get a nice little pullback in that $52, $53 range. Maybe right down here where that 10 SMA is would be perfect. That'd be a great trade location. But watch this one if you're a long-term holder and you're thinking about getting into a WDC. Great company, had great earnings last quarter. Now it looks like it's ready to run again. The 10 is above the 50, 50 above the 200. We're above that value area high. So all these charts are looking good right here. And then let's check out that 513 EMA chart. Is the 5 above the 13? And yes, the 5 did cross the 13 on Thursday. So we'll probably see this being bought on pullbacks. That's WDC. And then lastly, let's check out that 9 SMA chart right here. Is the 9 above? Is the 9 SMA below us? Yes, the 9 SMA is right here. Price is above us. Again, looking really good going into next week. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. My name is Eric. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them right there down below in the comment section. I will make sure to get right back to you with any questions you may have on any stocks that you own. All right, thank you so much for joining me again, and we will see you on Monday after the close. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and do so. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. I try to do all the hard work for you. I try to get you the price, the buy points, the exit points, Try to find those really nice setups where our risk isn't, the risk reward ratio is set up nicely for us. And I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information, and hopefully one day you're going to trade your own setups. All right. Thanks again. We will see you Monday after the close. And remember, trade smart and be safe.